Okay, it was an occasion when I met my old classmate on a Sunday afternoon. I asked him, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going to the Red Cross." "What do you do?" He says, "Oh, I'm a volunteer at Detachment 7. So I said, "Where is it?" "Oh, it's at the Havelock Community Center." And at that time I was living in Chinatown. Actually, to be specific, it's Carpenter Street, walking distance to Havelock Road. So I follow him to the Detachment 7 training center, and on the spot I just joined in 1956. And that's how I started my Red Cross journey. And after a few years, I left the detachment together with the Deputy Commander, Mr. Tam Kam Chong, and also some other members to form Detachment 17. And of course, Mr. Tam at the time became the commandant, and I was, I think, if I'm one of the officers. And from there, we progress, we do our duties as usual, first aid duties, first aid training, and so on. Night ambulance service, where we start every evening from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. the next day, without interruption, weekends or whatsoever, except, sorry to say, for Chinese New Year, Chinese New Year Eve, Chinese New Year Day. In 1965, I think it's in June, we organized a variety show at the Old National Theatre, mainly as a fundraising project for the Singapore Red Cross Society. At that time, we have the support of the Cantonese associations. If I remember the name, it's Sai Chiu Tong Yong Hui. We organized this charity show at the National Theatre, and of course we gather a lot of supporters as well as artists. One special mention I like to make is that I approached Mr. Wang Sa at that time at his home in Realty Park. I said, Mr. Heng, Chinese Teochew is Mr. Heng. We are going to organize this charity show to raise funds for Red Cross. Can we ask you to come and put up a show? And please tell us how much you were charged for this show. And I was very, very taken aback when he told me, "Sorry, we will come for free." I said, "That's great." And he really got Wang Sa to come. The Wang Sa Ye Fong, I think many of you may not know, was the set of clowns that make a lot of old and young still laughing today. In 1972, when we were working quite closely with Malaysia, for example. Mrs. Lee, the Secretary General of Malaysia, was very close to us, especially with the VAD side. And we all talk about, why not let's get together. Get together, we call it International Friendship Camp. So at that time, we have invited Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand, including ourselves. We call it the Four Nation Camp. I happened to be given the nice job of organizing the meeting, and of course I spent all the days together with our friends from these three other countries at the campsite, and we all enjoy sharing our experience, what we all do in each respective countries. In fact, after the Four Nation Camp, we all became much closer, especially to Malaysia, to Malaysian Red Crescent Society at that time. And that's how I think we build up our friendship through this gathering. And we all do all this cleaning work, including cleaning up one old folks' home at the temple. And that was really something which we all remember. After the cleaning, we went for lunch. Many of our members couldn't even have their lunch because thinking of the place that we helped to clean up. And we were all enjoying this work. After the cleaning, we visited the old home almost every Sunday when we after finish the cleaning up of this Gotong Royong project in Bukit Panjang. So this is a photo taken in the 1960, maybe 63, 65, during our VAD annual parade. President Yusof at that time making presentation of awards, and I happened to be one of the recipients. Standing next to President Yusof was the director of VAD, and next to at that time the ADC to President Yusof was none other than our ex-chairman of the Singapore Red Cross Society. I think he was the Captain or Major Winston Chu at that time. I think one must remember, in Chinese we say 处之社会用于社会. That means to say we must reward, we must return something to society. And one of the best ways for anyone is, besides financial funding, is to volunteer their time. I'm sure whether you have all the time in the world or you have no time in the world, you can still spend 1, 2, 3 hours per day, per week. Even now, I'm prepared to volunteer. I still want to do volunteer work. I still contribute in any way I can. When I can, even 2 hours a week, I think is well spent if I can look after somebody. And this is what I want to tell everyone, to think of it that we are lucky that we are able to help others.